Hi everyone, very good morning and welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Alpa Sharma and this is our weekly editorial Aeon analysis and I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to everyone. I didn't see you for the last 2 weeks because for some reason or the other, we were occupied. There were multiple other examinations that we had to be involved with. So the last 2 weeks, I did not have classes with you, but I promise now on, I'll have absolutely regular classes with you, specifically for those people who are targeting CAT 2023. Now, I'm going to be talking to you a lot about what exactly this session that we have every week focuses on and how do we make the most out of the session, how frequently would you see me. We'll be talking a lot in the class today. So, but before we start talking, I'd like to know how many of you are watching me live. Can you send me a hi, everyone? If you could send me a hi, I would know that you guys are able to hear and see me clearly and are watching me live. तो बेसिकली देखो करते क्या है हम सेशन में एवरी वीक एवरी थर्सडे आई कम लाइव एट 10 a.m. ओके एंड एवरी थर्सडे हम जो 10 a.m. का क्लास करते हैं व्हाट इज द मोटिव ऑफ द क्लास I try to bring articles from various sources, predominantly Aeon, some books and extracts from the books like the Penguin Book of History, or for example, because उसमें से cat में passages आए थे, or for example, New York Times, sometimes the Hindu as well, the Guardian, Nautil.us, ऐसे बहुत सारे मैगजीन से आर्टिकल्स लेके आती हूँ मैं. And together we try to read that article, and by reading it together, we try to solve many issues that you might have, many problems that you might face while you sit with an unseen comprehension, a reading comprehension. That is the whole purpose of these classes. Hi Kiran. तो जो every week मैं आपके पास आती हूँ Thursdays को classes लेके, ये एक unknown article लेके आती हूँ. We read that article, we talk bilingually, we try to understand what the article is about, how you should have read article, how you probably find the main idea, tone question, how to draw inferences. ये सब चीजें learn करते हैं हम. इसीलिए I expect you guys to be very regular with these classes. It's only once a week. Probably coming month we are going to increase the frequency of the classes, but for that you need to be very regular with the classes so that I know that you're coming live and watching it. ठीक है, तो live आएंगे हर week, आर्टिकल्स डिस्कस करेंगे और बहुत सारी चीजें लर्न करने की कोशिश करेंगे. रेगुलर नहीं होगे, यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू मेक द मोस्ट आउट ऑफ द क्लासेस दैट आई ब्रिंग टू यू. इसीलिए रेगुलर होना बहुत जरूरी है इन वीकली एडिटोरियल क्लासेस में. सो एजेंडा क्या है? आई यूजुअली ब्रिंग 2 or 1 आर्टिकल डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द लेंथ ऑफ इट फ्रॉम वेरियस एडिटोरियल्स. आज जो आर्टिकल लेके आई हूँ, इट्स 1 आर्टिकल फ्रॉम द Aeon, because Aeon is one magazine. I'm sure if you have started preparing for CAT, you must have heard recommendations for reading Aeon, क्योंकि Aeon में बहुत सारे topics पे, बहुत सारे genres पे, बहुत सारे eclectic reading के लिए आपको articles मिलते हैं. They're lengthy, but then they're super informative, and thus we expect you to read Aeon a lot. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट बहुत सारे और मैगजीन्स भी है, बहुत सारे और जर्नल्स भी है, बहुत सारे ऐसे और बुक्स भी है जो मैं रिकमेंड करूंगी आपको, बट उसके लिए आपको रेगुलरली आना पड़ेगा क्लासेस में. ठीक है, so, आज एक आर्टिकल करेंगे फ्रॉम Aeon. अब उस आर्टिकल को जब हम पढ़ेंगे, we'll have lots and lots of vocabulary in the article. So we'll be working on vocabulary. Since CAT 2023 is roughly 1 year down the line, we have ample of time where we can improve our vocabulary, our inferential skills, our main idea, our summary skills, and how to find answers to various tricky questions as well. तो वोकैबुलरी जो कि कंटेक्चुअल आती है, डायरेक्ट नहीं आती, उसको भी आंसर करने की कोशिश करेंगे. We'll try to know their synonyms, antonyms. That's what we're going to be doing in the class. Tone of the author. Every time I see you, we'll be discussing the tone. ठीक है, अब टोन डिस्कस करने से पहले, because a lot of you are watching me for the first time, I'd like to know how many of you are not comfortable with tones. I have roughly 10 people watching me live. I'd like to know how many of you are uncomfortable with what a tone is, how to identify tone, what are the various types of tones. कितने लोग uncomfortable है tone के साथ? मुझे ये बताओ so that I can address you accordingly. I have a little bit of sore throat, so you'll have to make do with that. कितने लोग tones के साथ uncomfortable हैं? नहीं समझ आता tones. और टोन्स जरूरी भी क्यों है, ये भी डिस्कस करेंगे, क्योंकि कैट में डायरेक्ट टोन्स पे क्वेश्चंस बहुत फ्रीक्वेंट नहीं आते हैं, बट उनको जानना जरूरी है हमारे लिए. I'm assuming everyone's pretty comfortable with tone. जो लोग comfortable नहीं है tone के साथ, जो लोग मेरा वीडियो बाद में recorded देखेंगे, उनके लिए I'll be discussing about how you're supposed to identify the tone in every specific passage, because every time we will read an article together, I would want you to answer two questions by default: tone of the author and main idea of the passage. That is, if you are putting efforts to read one passage, आपको उस पैसेज का टोन और मेन आइडिया पता होना ही चाहिए. You need to know that. Hi Dia, good to see you back, my child. How is your preparation going on? Although I would see you tomorrow again in your own channel. I mean, जो आपके सब्जेक्ट को पर्टेन करता है. But आप मुझे हर जगह ढूंढ लेते हैं. तो टोन डिस्कस करेंगे, समरी डिस्कस करेंगे कि समरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली आते हैं, और पैसेज में समरी सीखोगे तो शॉर्टर पैराग्राफ में करना इजी हो जाएगा. And then we'll draw inferences through the article that I've brought for you today. तो ये है एजेंडा. ठीक है, अब स्टार्ट करने से पहले, पैसेज का फर्स्ट पेज आपको दिखाने से पहले, we've launched our CAT 2023 program. It's a comprehensive program, and if you wish to be trained under the guidance of C299 100% IELTS, this batch is for you. Look no further. Know more about the program by logging into the details that are there under my video in the description box. Rush up. The earlier you start, the better it is going to be for you. अब ये देखो, ये this is the first page of the article that I've brought for you. What I want you guys to do is, everyone who's watching me live, इस पेज को पढ़ो, ठीक है, और पूरे पेज को एक बार अपने अपने तरीके से पढ़ो, और मुझे ये बताओ कि इस पेज को पढ़ने में आपको प्रॉब्लम क्या आई. क्या आपको समझ में आया ये पेज, या पढ़ने में आपको प्रॉब्लम आई तो क्या प्रॉब्लम आई, जस्ट सेंड मी दैट. ठीक है, here you go. I'll give you 2 minutes to read the page. Good luck. ध्यान से पढ़ना. It's going to be good, Dia. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll talk more about CLAT in that session. Why, Kavya? Oh, why are you saying this? Did it not go good? Why did you retreat your comment? Then reading the page, everyone. यार एक बार मुझे बता दो कौन कौन देख रहा है लाइव, so that I can address you, I can talk to you. हाय भेजो ना मुझे जल्दी से एक बार. Only Kiran, Mr. Kiran has sent me a hi and Dia has sent me a hi. All those people who are watching me live, एक बार hi भेज दो मुझे. मैं accordingly आपसे बात करूंगी, आप लोगों को सिखाऊंगी. मुझे पता ही नहीं कौन देख रहा है. Then how am I going to address you guys? Can you send me a hi, please, everyone? अच्छा देखो, I'm assuming all of you have read this page. There were a few lines that I had highlighted. But while reading this page, since I'm going to be seeing you very frequently now, at least once a week, I'll try to increase the number of sessions. If you find it beneficial, if you find it helpful, I'm going to increase the number of sessions. But uske pehle, let's understand, while you are reading a passage, what are the prerequisites that you need to keep in your mind. ऐसी क्या चीजें हैं जो आपको अपने माइंड में रखना जरूरी है, that you should find, that you should locate in the page that you are reading. Okay, so while you're reading the page, remember there are going to be some lines that are going to be the author's arguments. I will always be focusing on these lines because these lines are going to help you draw inferences, find the main idea, find the tone. Most of the questions are dependent on these. That is the argument of the author. You can also rephrase it as the claims made by the author. ठीक है? So अगर आप पेज देखोगे, you must have located some claims made by the author. There is something that the author is trying to explain throughout the page. I've highlighted a few lines for you here. If you see, the author has claimed that to be happy, to develop oneself, to understand what is happening around, the onus is on you. I mean, there's no supernatural power, divine power that's going to make you realize things around you जो आपको सिखाएगा कि ये सही है, ये गलत है. नहीं. आपका पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट इज ऑनर्स इज only and only on you. Can I say the author is, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone who's watching me live, can I say the author is probably focusing on the supremacy of one own self throughout the page? Yes or no? Is the author focusing on the supremacy of one's own self throughout the page? Through quoting various philosophies, various philosophers, like he's quoting Nietzsche, then he's quoting the Korean philosophy. Is he focusing on the supremacy of one's own self, one's own mind that will help you know yourself? Yes, absolutely yes. Yourself, you are the most supreme. Nobody is beyond you. Not even the supreme power is beyond you. You will be the only one who can help yourself. Know yourself. That is something the author is. Yes, absolutely. अच्छा, finally अब yes आ रहा है सत्यांश किरण. ठीक है, अब yes आ रहा है. अब देखो क्या हमने यहाँ देखा, हमने author के argument पे, claim पे ध्यान दिया. If you see the whole page, Nietzsche has been quoted to support the same claim. The Korean philosophy has been quoted to support the same claim. That is, you need to differentiate between premise and arguments made by the author. Arguments are the one that will help you know the main idea, inference, tone, everything else. Premise is merely an explanation. Nietzsche की जगह वो किसी और को quote करता तो भी author का claim कि that the author onus is on your own self would remain the same. कोरियन फिलोसफी की जगह किसी और फिलोसफी को कोट करता तो भी ऑथर का ये क्लेम सेम रहता. इसका मतलब प्रेमिस तो सिर्फ सपोर्टिंग, आसपास का ये गार्डन है, जो मेन ट्री है, जो फ्रूट देता है वो आपका मैंगो ट्री है, जो आपका एप्पल ट्री है. You need to be finding that main tree there. ठीक है? I hope सबको समझ में आ गया. ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं. So this is the page. आगे चलते हैं, देखते हैं नेक्स्ट पेज किसकी बात कर रहा है, आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है, क्लेम क्या है. Here it is, page number 2. Read this and send me done. ऐसे ही claims identify करना है यहाँ आपको. My first question here, what do you learn? Just a minute. From this example, what can we conclude from this example? What can you conclude from this example? ये जो कोरियन टेल है, इसके लिए देखो ऑथर ने क्या बोला, दिस टेल इज नोन बाय इवन द डॉग्स इन द स्ट्रीट. दैट इज इतनी पॉपुलर कि बंदे बंदे को पता है, everyone knows it. What can you conclude from this example? Anything that the author is trying to hint towards by giving you this example. Let me wait. थोड़ा सा, yeah, I think that's fine. So what is the author trying to hint towards by this example? of he drinking water through a skull. What we perceive becomes the reality. Yes. What you think is how you take things around you. It's completely in your own head, is what the author trying to mention here. So when he thought it's a good bowl it's a good vase that he found and he could drink water from it, he was fine. The next morning when he saw it's a skull, उसका perception बदल गया. वो सब कुछ क्या था? वो उसके mind में था. The skull would have been fine अगर उसको नहीं पता होता कि वो skull है. तो क्योंकि आप attribute करते हो अलग अलग चीजों को अलग अलग meanings, that is what makes things change in your mind. So ultimately, it's our perception that determines or gives meaning to different things. That's one thing the author is focusing on. Again, is the author through this example again hinting towards the main idea, the argument that we had found in the first page, supremacy of one's own self. Is this example hinting towards the same thing? That you yourself are the most supreme thing in the world. Your own mind is the most supreme thing, even beyond the supreme power. इस एग्जाम्पल से भी ऑथर ने यही हिंट किया है. अग्रीड एवरीवन? तो यहां से हमने क्या कंक्लूजन निकाला बच्चे? ध्यान देना एवरीवन. बहुत सारी चीजें स्टोरीज के फॉर्म में होंगी. कैट इज एन एग्जामिनेशन एंड अदर MBA एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशंस जो हैं, दे रिक्वायर अ लॉट ऑफ स्किमिंग. स्किमिंग इज एन आर्ट जो मैं आपको आज विद इन दिस क्लास कॉम्पैक्ट नहीं सिखा सकती. आई एक्सपेक्ट यू टू बी वेरी रेगुलर विद दीज क्लासेस, बट दिस इज समथिंग that is an art that is much needed by a candidate who wishes to sit for MBA entrance examinations, because the paper is so lengthy कि आपके लिए ये सब कुछ पढ़ना, ये पूरा एग्जाम्पल पढ़ना was unnecessary. You could have skimmed through it. So if you still are somebody who struggles with the speed, I want you to be very regular with the classes so that you know कि skim कैसे करते हैं. अभी skimming का मतलब है कुछ पार्ट पढ़ो, कुछ पार्ट छोड़ो. आइडिया समझ में आ जाना चाहिए ऑथर क्या बोल रहा है. ऑथर इतना बोल रहा है कि आपका दिमाग, योर माइंड इज द मोस्ट सुप्रीम थिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. यू हैव टू ट्रेन योर माइंड टू परसीव थिंग्स अकॉर्डिंगली so that you don't suffer. Let's go to the next page, everyone. Let's see what's important here. Page number 3. Read this and send me done. Sorry. अच्छा देखो, इस पेज को पढ़ के रियलाइज किया कि जो इस पेज में लिखा हुआ है, we had already inferred that before we came to this page. Yes, did we do it? Did you see whatever was written here was anticipated by us even before we came to this page? It was implicit in the example we saw. So you could have skimmed to this page as well easily. We discussed it already. We could foresee that in the example that the difference lies only in our perception. The skull in the vase, there's no difference in that. It's in your own perception and it depends on your own thought. That's what the author is focusing on. कि आपका थॉट ही डिसाइड करेगा चीजें. तो इसका मतलब इस पेज को भी आप इजीली स्किम कर सकते थे. इसका मतलब एक और सजेशन देती हूँ, and that is you need to anticipate to be able to skim. Anticipation will make skimming even easier. What is anticipation? Okay, so if this is what the page says, what else could come ahead of the story? I think we, by this page, have realized that the whole story is about supremacy of one's own thought, supremacy of one's own perception, and training one's own mind. If that is what the whole passage is about, it's going to be discussing similar things. It's going to be going on the similar terms. So anticipation is very, very important for your ability to skim and your ability to know the main idea of the passage. आ रहा है सबको समझ में? एंटिसिपेशन कैसे किया हमने, स्किमिंग कैसे किया, इसकी और प्रैक्टिस करेंगे रेगुलरली जब आप एवरी थर्सडे मुझे क्लासेस में देखोगे. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. अभी तक हमको ये पता है दैट द डिफरेंस लाइज ओनली इन योर ओन परसेप्शन एंड आपके थॉट्स पे. तो आपको अपने थॉट्स को मोल्ड करना जरूरी है, कंट्रोल करना जरूरी है, सो दैट यू डोंट डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन थिंग्स. लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट पेज एवरीवन. बट बिफोर दैट, our last lab to IFT 2023 starts 10th of December to 17th of December. Is going to end on 17th of December, every day at 7 p.m. Make sure you revise all of these with us. Make sure you watch them live. Don't miss out on the series. And IFT 2023's exam analysis happens on 18th of December, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Saral sir and Srinivas sir are going to be taking the analysis. Make sure you join that. Note the expected cutoffs, section-wise analysis, questions and answer keys, and score versus percentile. Don't miss out on that. Attend it live. Here you go with the next page. जल्दी से पढ़ लो. Follow the same technique. Anticipate, find the argument, and send me a done. Answer this question. What is this whole paragraph talking about in one line? Answer this. Yes, Kiran. You need to practice every day. You need to train your mind. और इसके लिए आपको meditation जैसी, mindfulness जैसी, you have to practice these things. That is, if you want to train your mind, you need to practice every day. You need to train your mind. You need to follow practices like meditation and mindfulness. Why did I ask you this question? I asked you this question because every time you're reading a paragraph, you should answer this in your own head. Why? What does this paragraph talk about? The ways in which you can eliminate negative thinking. Exactly, Dia. So, you should always ask yourself this question: what is this paragraph talking about? How does it contribute to the main idea? By doing this, what you're doing is you're making a mind map. And mind map will always help you retain information, arguments while you try to answer questions. पता है ऐसा होता है ना, जब हम लोग क्वेश्चंस आंसर करते हैं ना, तो बहुत बार अर्ज होता है, यार ये आंसर पढ़ा तो है, याद नहीं आ रहा, लेट्स गो बैक टू द पैराग्राफ, लेट्स फाइंड दैट आंसर अगेन. And every time you do that, you waste a lot of time. To avoid doing that, mind mapping is something that we highly promote. All of the teachers would do that. And this is something that comes with practice. Again, इसके लिए ना regularity दिखाना बहुत जरूरी है. So if you're watching the session live, please मेरे साथ give me a month. Okay, and I'm sure you're going to be a master of mind mapping, skimming, scanning, anticipation. ये सारे जो technical terms आप सुनते हो ना, you're going to be a master of that. Just that आपको मेरे साथ regularly पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Mind mapping का पहला technique, paragraph बोल क्या रहा है ये? क्या relation है इसका main idea के साथ में? Answering that, it will give you the main, the picture, the map in your head. Okay, so that's what this paragraph is talking about. I think the next paragraph also continues explaining how you can train your mind and control your perceptions, eliminate negative thinking. What are the methods and processes? Let's go to the next page, everyone. Next page, padho jaldi se, send me a done. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong page. Yeah, I think there's some error with the PPT. I showed you the wrong page. I'm so sorry. This is the page. I'm so sorry. Read the page and tell me what is the claim the author is making. What is the author trying to do in this page? क्या कर रहा author? कन्फ्यूशियन के भी बारे में लिखा हुआ है, कोरियन फिलॉसफी भी लिखा हुआ है, terminologies are also mentioned. What is the author trying to do here? All those 10 people watching me live, बताओ क्या कर रहा author इधर? When you try to answer this, आपके लिए एक पैसेज को प्रोसेस करना इजी होता है. ओके, एक पेज है, क्या करना चाह रहा ऑथर इधर, क्या बोलना चाह रहा ऑथर, व्हाट इज द क्लेम दैट ही इज ट्राइंग टू मेक हियर. If you try to answer that in your head, so there are two things the author is trying to do here. He's trying to, fifth line is the claim that humanity embodies the gradual realization of our optimum level of perfection that already exists in our mind, but that depends on how we think about things and how we relate that to others in the social context. Absolutely correct. That is the claim the author is making, and the rest of the paragraph discusses this claim made by the author. ये claim किस किस को नहीं समझ में आया, मुझे ये बताओ. All those people who are watching me live, किसको नहीं समझ में आया claim? बेसिकली ह्यूमैनिटी, थिंग्स अराउंड अस, वो हमको रियलाइज कराती है कि हम अपना माइंड कैसे ऑप्टिमम लेवल पे यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, एंड सोसाइटी के कंटेक्स्ट में कैसे चीजें वेरिएबल हो सकती है, बट वी नीड टू नो, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू यूटिलाइज आवर माइंड appropriately, optimize it, the utilization of it. ठीक है, so that's what the line says, and the entire page explains the same thing, comparing it with the Confucian sagehood, philosophy, and ये comparison हो रहा है. That's the claim made here. You need to know to identify lines that are the claims, because ये आपको बहुत जरूरी होंगी to make you eliminate options in the main idea question, in the summary based question, in the inferential questions. Let's go to the next page, everyone. I think that's the last page. Yeah, that's the last page. Chalo, jaldi se padho and tell me, is the author drawing a conclusion here? That's what you need to tell me here, okay? Is the author drawing a conclusion? Absolutely correct, Kiran. Yes. Read the whole page, everyone. what is the conclusion of this whole passage? क्या conclusion है बताओ? Potential to remove selfish desire. Very good, Kiran. Very good. Basically, इसने पूरे story को he has summed it up in the last paragraph, saying ultimately you are in control. No, you can control your own minds, and you are in control of your mind as well. So it's the mind that you need to train, remove selfish desires, train your mind, and that is how self-awareness, self-consciousness, self-realization can be the output. So this is something a well-balanced mind is needed. It controls you. It is the most supreme thing beyond anything else. That's the gist in a nutshell. Finding potential to control our minds, because the mind also controls you. Yes. तो उसको कंट्रोल करना भी बहुत जरूरी, because आपको perception सब चीजों को. Did you see a line that continued throughout the passage? Something that was being discussed throughout the passage. Self-consciousness, mind, perception, training the mind. ये सब चीजें ना throughout the passage it was ongoing. This line that you see is exactly what the main idea of the passage is going to be. The theme of the passage is going to be. Now, before we discuss the tone of the author, because that was the end of the passage, a couple of things. One, if you learned something through the class, make sure you hit the like button and share the video, and make sure you come back live again next Thursday. Also, make sure you watch the Snap 22 Test 2 exam analysis on 18th of December, 4:30 p.m. by Srinivas sir. And ZAC 23 All India Open Mock goes live 14th and the window closes on 23rd December. So make sure you take it. It's an open mock. It's a free mock. There are going to be video solutions by expert faculty. You can know your performance exactly. Where do you stand before the D-Day? Make sure you take it. Register yourself right now. Ab dekho. Okay. So everyone who watched me live, today I'm not going to be discussing a lot about tones. I think that's something we need an independent class for. I think in the next class, while we read the passage, I'll be teaching you how you can focus on tone and how can the tone be helpful in answering many other questions to you. Today we worked on summary. We tried to work on skimming technique, anticipation. We also tried to work on mind mapping. If you come regularly to the classes, we're going to be acing these things together. In the next class, we'll be focusing on the tone of the author, how to identify that, how is it going to help us answer these questions and inferential ones as well. And so this class comes to an end today. Thank you, Kiran. Hope to see you guys again next Thursday. Make sure you do not leave the class without hitting the like button, share button, subscribing to the channel, and following us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and downloading our app on Google Play. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a very, very good week. Happy reading. Read lots. God bless all of you.